I'm Kris Gethin. Welcome to the 8-week hardcore video trainer. This is your nutrition overview. So why do people always fuck up the nutritional part? Very easy, they're not committed, they haven't prepared their time in advance because nutrition takes up a lot of time. You know, if you're traveling, it can be tough and people use that as an excuse and say, oh, I wasn't able to get food out. Well, why the fuck weren't you carrying your food? I will not leave home without my cool bag and plenty of meals and extra meals just in case I'm delayed in traffic, just in case I have to have it overnight because of a flight. And I travel more than most people, nearly everybody that I know. So I know it can be done. You know, I'm really tight on time, so obviously I just got to get my meals in whenever I can. Got to do what you got to do. Cannot miss a meal. I haven't missed one for over 17 years now. It's too much pressure on my shoulders to ever miss one now. I'd sit in a corner and cry if I did, I think. You need the fuel in order to recover and fuel these workouts to make sure that you get 100% capacity out of each and every one. Your mentality from now on is eating for fuel and not convenience. You want to eat convenience, you're going to look like shit. You want to eat shit, you're going to look like shit. If you're down just a little bit in nutrition, you're going to be down in performance or recovery, and then you're going to be down in results. It's not complicated, and don't complicate it. Just follow my guidance. So this nutrition plan is targeted specifically for this 8-week program. It's very high BV or bioavailable foods that will give you enough energy without having to digest, so you've got all the fuel needed and the energy to fuel through the workouts and allow you to recover. It's the end of the day, so we've got a lean protein source here. Normally I'm eating white fish, but hey ho, a little bit of salmon today. Asparagus I have cooking over here. And the same principle when it comes to the meal frequency. I eat a lot less than what I used to. However, I'm able to gain much more muscle and burn more fat in the process. And I feel better for it. So I'm very confident that you're gonna feel much better and get better results because of it too. So during this program, you're going to be eating 6 meals per day. Just small meals, they don't have to be big. I call them grazing intervals. As the training program evolves, so does the nutrition plan. The types of food doesn't change, but your calorie structure does. And it's this simple. You'll have a baseline of how much protein and carbohydrates you'll be taking in week 1. And then when you weigh yourself at the start of week 2, that is where you recalculate the amount of protein and carbohydrates that you take in. And that happens again on week 3 and week 4 and week 5, week 6, week 7. It is that easy. So the food that you'll be eating will be the same every week. Your grocery shopping list will be the same every week. Just the amount that you'll be eating will be changing. You just recalculate based on your weight, and that's how the program is put together. Good morning. It is day 20. Everybody is still in bed, everyone's asleep. So I started cooking my breakfast. So I got some egg whites here with some smoked paprika, got some potatoes and steak, all weighed out here as well. So when it comes to your meals, it's very simple. I like to have my complex carbs in the first half of the day. So maybe throughout the first 3 meals, I'll have my sweet potato, or I'll have my quinoa, or I'll have my gluten-free oats. Throughout the rest of the day is when I'll swap them for my fibrous carbohydrates. That could be my asparagus, my spinach, my kale, my lettuce, my leafy greens. So that's the only thing that changed. The protein pretty much stays the same. First class proteins, and obviously our fibrous vegetables, no complex carbs this time at night now. I've always been an advocate of having very high bioavailable food around my workouts, but I'm having them pretty much during the day now. So whether I have egg whites or fish before my workouts doesn't really matter. They both get digested very easy. And obviously immediately following our workout is when we're going to have the whey protein. And then about an hour after that is when you'll have your food source of protein. So one thing, you know, if budget is a constraint, you can eat and transform on this program on a budget. You just need to be a little bit more mindful with where you're shopping. So for instance, you know, look at all your supermarkets to see who has the cheapest produce. And when it comes to your carbohydrate content, look at which is the cheapest form. Is it going to be a rice? Is it going to be a quinoa? Probably not the quinoa. So you're going to go for the rice as your carbohydrate form. So when it comes to things like that, you can transform on a budget, but you're going to be a little bit more restricted with the variety of the foods that you can eat. But to follow on from that, if you do have the money, please do invest it in yourself, in the quality of the foods that you're taking in. Like, I try to eat organic whenever I can. I try to have freshly picked produce whenever I can, because as I said to you before, the body is your temple and you want to invest in it with the proper foods. You want to make sure that your body is in a healthy environment and not in a toxic environment. So what do I do now? You need to download the nutrition plan, get to the grocery store and get your food. And I'll see you on day one.